Francis intercepted by Foley. He's down in the hold of Francis at the 30. Intercepted. Bedoin. Tillman puts the stopper on him at the 49. 2 Super Bowls. Long, more. That's Bedoin. Doug Bedoin. Cunningham. Touchdown. No, it was Moore in the backfield. Touchdown. Nat Moore lined up at running back. Just a little late joining that kicking team. It is good. Open. Tillman, a touchdown. He was wide open, Merlin.
Ivory, number 23, going in behind the blocking at 39. Sam Cunningham right there. He just saw the hole, took it. He got in.
It's good. As Grogan looking for Morgan or Jackson. No, dumps it off to Francis. Look at the big man go.
In this game.
Draw played Ivory. Look at him find the open hole.
That's it from here. Let's go to Foxboro for the ending of the Patriots-Dolphins ballgame.
Tackle. You heard the whistle. The timeout stops the clock with 1 minute 27 seconds left. We welcome the fans that have been watching the Raiders and Seattle from the Kingdome. And what an upset there, 27-7. But the West Coast spelled upset today. Look at this final. From the Coliseum in Los Angeles, the New Orleans Saints have handed the Rams their first loss of the year. 10-3. Archie Manning and Tony Galbraith 19 yards for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Miami Dolphins and the Patriots football game still in progress at this time with a score 31-24 in favor of the Patriots. Immediately following NBC's football coverage, The Wonderful World of Disney. You'll see part 2 of Now You See It, Now You Don't. We'll start over most of these same stations except for the Mountain and Pacific Time Zone stations where it will be seen in its regular time. So stay with us. You'll see The Wonderful World of Disney in its entirety.
What an outstanding game we're seeing here, Dick, as you see Grogan on one side and Greasy on the other. The hottest offensive performance we have seen all year, and I think the best game I have seen offensively in several years. Both quarterbacks utilizing the receivers. Great running games on both sides of the line. But New England appears to have gained the better of it if they can control the clock in this last minute and 27 seconds. Right now they've got a big down, 3rd and 7. Let's see what they can do with it.
And Miami has 1 timeout remaining. You saw Bob Greasy getting ready. Should the Dolphins get the ball and go into their hurry-up offense. Flag down, and so is Andy Johnson at the 40-yard line. It appeared to be Don Calhoun moving too soon. Motion penalty, and that stops the clock and saves Miami a timeout.
And it will also be declined. They won't take the penalty. They'll take the down. They'll make it 4th down. Going to be 4th now and 7 yards as there was no gain on the play. Miami obviously wants the football back there.
The executive producer of NBC's NFL Football is Don Ohlmeyer. Today's telecast produced by Michael Weissman, directed by Ken Fouts, technical director Horace Ruiz, our associate director Sam Kirschman, the only native of Antarctica to make it in network television. Sam with us today here in New England. Ball at the 40-yard line. And that's Gerald Wilson, the veteran kicker, trying to pin Miami as deep as he can.
And you can believe that Miami is coming for this punt. 10 men on the line. They want to block this one and take it in.
Nat Moore, the only man back for the Dolphins at the 5-yard line. Here they come. Ball away. Good kick. Great kick. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Just another encore for an already happy audience here in Foxboro, Mass. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
You're watching Channel 5, KING TV, Seattle.
98 yards away from a tying touchdown. Bob Greasy takes his team into the end zone to huddle with only a minute 16 seconds left, trailing 31-24, and 1 timeout remaining.
But if I had to pick a quarterback that I would hand that kind of situation to, it would probably be Bob Greasy.
He goes to work. Very loose pass defense by New England. To Tillman, Andre Tillman, who has almost equaled his entire season total of 9 catches. That's his 8th today. No huddle by Miami.
Let's see if they take advantage of the new rule and try and catch New England offside. No, they're waiting.
Clock running all the time. 55, 54. Greasy in trouble. And now they have to spend their final timeout. Tony McGee, number 78 with a sack.
Tony McGee calls himself the designated sacker. He's had 2 of the 3 sacks today. You saw him right there with a big play defensively. No huddle for Miami. They've got to get down the field.
They did not call time. The clock is running. 40 seconds. 3rd down play. Tipped in the air, incomplete.
They haven't changed the yard marker on the down. They said 2nd down. I think that was the 3rd down play already.
It was. Now it's 4th down, and Don Shula, he's looking for a miracle.
They're showing 3rd down on the sideline marker. Let's see what happens.
It is not 3rd down, but 4th down, and the ball, with the clock stopped, 36 seconds remaining in the game, rests at the Miami 7-yard line, where it is 3rd and...
I don't think they know, Dick, that they've got the wrong down marked on the down. 3rd down.
They've had 3 plays.
How can they show 3rd down?
Well, we're going to soon learn whether that's a factor or not. A safety, and now it's over. Richard Bishop gives New England an insurmountable lead. 2 more points for the Patriots. They lead 33-24, and they're celebrating a victory.
Dick, actually what had happened, they got a 1st down on that 15-yard pass. So it was, in effect, 3rd down. We had forgotten to recognize that 1st down pass on the 15. But, of course, the game out of reach now for Miami, not only in time, but also in points. What a great finish. What a way to cap it off for the New England Patriots.
They played outstanding football offensively. The defense had trouble stopping Miami most of the day. But when it counted, with the game in New England's favor late 31-24, the defense played its best football for Chuck Fairbanks. He called this the biggest game of the season, and that, therefore, by his own definition, this will be his most important win.
And you saw him go out onto the field to welcome his defense off the field. He's got to be thrilled with the way his entire team has played today. Kind of performance that makes coaches just warm up inside.
And in turn, although it'll be in defeat, Bob Greasy's return as the starting quarterback for the Dolphins has to be heralded as a success. He moved the team very effectively, threw the ball well, and they'll get another chance, last game of the season in Miami.
They'll have the home field advantage. Appropriate, too, to say, as they try a little onside kick to finish this thing up. Appropriate, too, to remember what an outstanding performance they've had today. They have not played bad football. They have simply met a team that played better football than they did.
Mike Hawkins, 59, recovered the unusual onside kick off a free kick from the 20. Bob Greasy, he's been there before in victory and defeat. And this very intelligent veteran quarterback. Wonder what he's thinking right now. Wonder what's going through his mind.
Well, one thing he knows is that he put a lot of good things together today, and I'm sure that those are the kind of things that Don Shula, who is a veteran and intelligent coach, will pick from the films to show to his team. He'll show them some mistakes, too, but he'll draw the strength of what they did right in this game, and they've done a lot of things right.
New England's going to be 6-2, Miami 5-3. The Jets won today. They'll be tied 5-3, and next Sunday here on NBC at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, it'll be our pleasure to be back here in Foxboro to see the Jets challenge New England's lead. So it's still a dogfight atop the AFC East as we reach the halfway mark of the 1978 season. Miami spends its final timeout. 23 seconds left.
I think they're postponing the agony, and I can't blame them for that, Dick. But looking back at this game, what a What an explosive contest. Back and forth throughout the day. Certainly the kind of game both teams can be terribly proud of.
Well, let's recap the scoring. Miami scored on a run by Williams, 7-0 first quarter. Then New England tied at 7-7 on Johnson's short run. New England went ahead 14-7 after Doug Bedoyne's second interception led to that touchdown by Cunningham. Then Greasy to Moore, 9 yards to tie it. But before halftime, New England marched for a field goal by Posey to make it 17-14. Start of the third quarter. It went 21-17 as Miami scored again. Then New England took the lead at 24-21. Tied by Yepremian's field goal, 24, but the final score will read in New England's favor as the final seconds tick off, and Chuck Fairbanks will take his Patriot team to the clubhouse with a big win. They're in sole possession of first place.
This is the kind of victory at this point in the season that's terribly crucial for a team like New England, facing a team in their own division, team with whom they were tied for the lead. Very, very important that they walk out of here with a victory, knowing that they're going to have to play Miami in Miami later on.
So the final score here in Foxboro, the Patriots 33, Miami 24.
I don't think that we did a good job against the run, and when we had to have it defensively, we weren't able to stop them, and they moved it down the field and scored a touchdown. They ran a draw play against us that really hurt us. Horace Ivory was effective there, and our tackling wasn't as good as you'd like it to be. And they had some play-action passes. Grogan is a real problem when you try to set up a defense against any football team, but against New England, when they got Grogan, he really keeps you honest on that backside, and you can't get the good pursuit to the strong side, so that really hurts as far as your gang tackling goes. But we missed bad on Francis one time in a situation where we had to make the tackle, and instead we had some missed tackles. But you know, you look at the other side of the coin, there were times where our people made them miss too, and you get that good runner out there, that talented runner or the talented receiver, and they're going to break some tackles. But we got to just go back to work and try to get more emphasis on getting people around the ball and coming down with the ball carrier or the pass receiver. Well, there were a lot of good things that happened offensively. We had some good drives. The negative things offensively was the fact that we did have 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and then in the last part of the ball game, when we still had time to move it down the field and score a touchdown to get back into the ball game, we weren't able to, and their defense dominated us in the final 2 possessions that we had.
Dolphin running back Delvin Williams is the top rusher in the NFL as the league reaches the halfway point of the season. Through 8 games, Williams is averaging 5.3 yards a carry for 789 yards. He's also scored 4 touchdowns. That's 45 yards better than Philadelphia's Wilbert Montgomery and 92 yards better than his nearest pursuer in the AFC, Houston's Earl Campbell. And hats off to the Dolphin offensive line as well.
Well, I would have been satisfied if we could have come out of New England with a win and be in first place. But as it turned out, we didn't get it done, so that's frustrating, and that's something to work on to improve. But we play New England again. We also play a lot of other tough football teams between now and then. We certainly can't point to the New England game at the end of the year at this time. But we can hope that we can win and stay competitive so that when we do play them again, that the game has meaning and we can get it done at that time.
At the Silverdome in Detroit, the Lions came out roaring and scored 31 points in the first half. That eruption was spearheaded by Lion quarterback Gary Danielson. In the first 30 minutes, number 16 was 17 of 23 for 155 yards with 3 touchdown passes, 2 to rookie Jesse Thompson and an 18-yarder to Dexter Bussey. The result leaves both teams with 2-6 records. The Colts needed only this 19-yard deflected touchdown pass to Glenn Dowdy and the point after to beat Denver 7-6. It was the first win of the year at home for the Colts, who'll be in Miami next Sunday to meet the Dolphins. Ever hear of a running back named Arnold Morgado? Well, the Cleveland Browns know who he is tonight. It was his 2 touchdown runs that paced the Chiefs to a 17-3 upset. The 6th-string running back out of Hawaii scored on runs of 8 and 2 yards. Fran Tarkenton passed for 262 yards and threw 3 touchdowns as the Vikings closed Green Bay's NFC Central lead to 2 games with a 21-7 win over the Packers. Chuck Foreman was on the receiving end of one of Tarkenton's TD aerials, while Ahmad Rashad received 2. John McVay's record as the New York Giants head coach hasn't been overly outstanding, but against the Redskins, he's perfect, 4-0. McVay and his up-and-coming Giants handed Washington their 2nd straight loss after 6 straight wins. They upset the visitors to Giants Stadium 17-6. Quarterback Joe Pisarcik got all the points the Giants needed on a 43-yard touchdown pass to Jimmy Robinson in the first quarter. A New York field goal and 2 by the Redskins made it 10-6 before the Giants put it away with 1:03 left in the first half as Pisarcik went over from 3 yards out for the final score of the game. 2 big interceptions in the fourth quarter preserved the win for the Giants, who now stand at 5-3 on the year. Washington drops to 6-2 and in a first-place tie with Dallas in the NFC East.
Well, you know, a lot of things could happen. You know, I can always remember from college and Coach Robinson tell us that this was America, you know, and especially when I was in there running for the Heisman Trophy, you know, which my chance was slim and none. But he always told me, you know, he kept my confidence up. He told me that this was America and anything could happen in America. And that's the way I feel now. You know, we 4-4 and I still believe anything could happen.
You could be in the playoffs.
We could be.
People didn't believe in Coach McKay's 5-year plan. Maybe they're starting to believe now that we might have arrived in 3 instead of 5.
Is this defense as good as the ones you had at Chicago with the Bears?
I think it's as good as any Bear team. I think that we got people that compare with the likes of Butkus and stuff like that. I think the future looks rosy for our defensive unit.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs? After losing 26 games in a row, you probably don't believe it. But ask the Chicago Bears. They do. Craig Sagers, Tampa.
Pro defensive end Harvey Martin is still having knee problems. Martin tried out his injured knee last Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles, but was forced to the sidelines during the first quarter. He has since been fitted with a special brace by the same doctor who designed the one worn by Joe Namath, and Martin may give it another try tonight. If Harvey can't play, he'll be replaced by Larry Bethea, the Cowboys' #1 pick in this year's draft. Bethea got his first real NFL experience last Sunday, and according to his coaches, did an acceptable job. This is Lee Martin for CBS News, Dallas.